Peace, blessings, salutations. Yarima Karama here again with another segment, Real Life, Real Talk. These are the days of our lives. So in this particular segment, I wanted to do some segments with this brother on a few different topics. This is brother. Introduce yourself, sir.
They call me Silent Majority X with 2 J's.
Silent Majority. So what I wanted to do, the brother and myself, we've been kind of talking back and forth over the course of a couple months, and wanted to talk about a few issues. One being the medical field, and the medical field. Why the medical field is so important and so imperative is that there's a lot of things done with medicine. Like, I put posts up all the time talking about that they actually have cures for cancer, but because the pharmaceutical companies have a monopoly on the drugs, on the pharmaceuticals, they don't want to make people aware of these remedies, of these cancer fighting naturals that the universe actually blessed us with to have. So, but also the racism and the institutional racism that takes place within the medical field itself. And so no better person to talk about this than this brother right here, because he has been in the medical field since, 1991? I'll let you tell it, brother. I'll let you tell it.
Right. I've been in the medical field. I've been around it since 91. I was actually forced into it because I was one of them dudes that was wilding out. And my mom was like, yo, you going to do something. Right. And I didn't know what the hell I was going to do. So my mother was a nurse. My grandmother's a nurse. My father actually had a boarding care with, he married a nurse, had a boarding care with foster kids because he was a juvenile counselor.
Wow.
And his wife was a nurse. So they fused that together. And then, boom, here I come. I not knowing what to do. So I said, let me check out this nursing. And then boom, I fell in and it was on. It's been cracking ever since.
So you actually have a silent majority. You have a family lineage that goes back into the medical field, like, so to speak. So it's kind of, and the only reason I bring this up is because when we talk about like households, like you talk about doctors. And one of the things that, and I always say one of the most important times in our lives is like the dinner time, because that's the time where family gets the time to sit down and talk. And so if a person has a father who's a doctor, the likelihood of him following in those footsteps are so, because he's hearing doctor terminology, he's hearing about his dad talking about patients that he sees. That child gets a firsthand glimpse. So I'm kind of thinking, as I'm listening to you, I'm thinking maybe this was the same case with you, maybe because you were exposed to nursing and the medical field at such a young age. Maybe that was what compelled you to go into that field.
Well, yeah, it kind of compelled me to go in that field. My aunt said, well, you got some good hands. You got nice hands. The women will love you when you on there, help them out, and your hands are soft, you know what I'm saying? They're not all rough and manly like, because I was always in the house, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Doing what they wanted me to do, so I didn't have these hard hands like my cousins in them, you know what I'm saying? Because for me, it was like get in the books and do what you do.
Gotcha.
And she's like, well, you got some good hands and long fingers. They'll like you when you in the medical field. I thought, man, that's weird as hell.
Right.
Nobody did no damn nurse. Are you kidding me?
Right.
So, but now, as time moves on, I wish that that the brothers would actually get into the medical field and leave this other stuff alone. Get into the medical field. A lot of brothers think it's soft, it's sugary. It ain't none of that. I mean, I believe brothers need to get into that because, in all actuality, we started this whole nursing thing. I mean, you could take it all the way back. We started this nursing thing.
Right.
And I'm thinking the brothers need to get into this field because we have a natural ability to nurture. That's just us. It's just us. Even the hardest brother, you can find the hardest brother out, and he'll find some heart in him to just be a nurturing soul. And you've been there. You done did time with some of the hardest dudes. But you sit back and say, Raymond, let me holler at you for a minute. You're like, man, I thought he was a killer. Nah, his natural innate ability is to be a nurturer.
Right.
So you add that coming from your mama. You know what they was doing years and years and years and years and years and years, nursing somebody else's babies.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So I honestly think a lot of brothers should go into this field. Forget the sugary stuff because it ain't nothing queer about it. And a lot of brothers think that. And I thought that when I first started off. I thought, man, this is crazy.
But brother,
I'm not going to do that.
But brother, take us through some of the challenges that you faced, so that maybe brothers who want to enter the field, they're kind of aware and can prepare themselves.
Now, the challenges that I face and that I face daily. When I was a CNA, I didn't face so many challenges because it's one of those. You're the helper. You understand me? Like, you're the janitor. You know what I'm saying? You're the one that's wiping the tail. You're the one that they can go say, go do this, go do this, go do that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But when you move up the ranks, then they can't tell you what to do. They can't tell the people that look like you what to do because you're the boss. You see what I'm saying? And I used to tell my friends all the time, I said, these people seem like they're nice right now. I said, but when you start looking them in their eye face to face, you see a different ball game. You think these people are highly intelligent. You think these people got money in their pocket. You think these people are just, God's gift to the earth. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know. As the old saying is, you know better, you do better, right? Right. Same thing. When you start to looking these people eye to eye, getting the same education as they got, you start seeing, nah, these people ain't who they claim to be, and they cut a lot of corners. As far as the race goes, again, as long as you the cleanup man, you all right. The old saying is, what was that old movie? The spook who sat beside the door. Yeah, right. The guy told him, he said, a black man with a bucket, you know what I'm saying, right? Right, exactly. A black man with a bucket is invisible. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Same thing. Black man wiping ass is invisible. Ain't nobody saying nothing. Yeah. But when you go up to LVN, RN, assistant director of nurses, then they start saying, oh, no. They start noticing you. They start noticing you because now you can change rules. You know what I'm saying? You can change rules. You can make demands. You can say, hey, this is how I'm going to run my system. Right. But then they're like, no, black man. Yeah. You're still, in their eyes, the janitor. Yeah. Or in this instance, you're still the CNA. I don't care how far you go up the rank. Nobody's listening. Nobody wants to listen. And anytime you think you have went to school and learned all this vast knowledge that your brain can absorb in, let's say, 3-4 years, doesn't even matter. Because once you get on that floor, everybody that don't look like you got power. You have no power. Forget about it. Well, and let's I want you to go into a little bit of that briefly. So you went up the ladder. You transcended from CNA to LVN to RN, and finally became a boss, calling the shots. How was that transition, and what were some of the obstacles that you faced when that occurred? Give some specifics, because we already know that all institutions have the racism. So, but what are some of the specifics that you faced in the medical field that really were discouraging for you? Well, CNA, I really never had any problems as a CNA. I can't say I ever had any problems. Like, again, the janitor with the bucket, I never had any problems. The moment I moved up the rank to LVN, then, which is LPN back east, I don't know exactly what it is down south. Once I moved up to LVN and I was in a managerial position, then it was, you have a certain schedule to meet. You have a certain amount of residents to manage and take care of, and your license is on the line every single day. And that's all they teach you is chart chart everything. Chart if you didn't chart it, it didn't happen.
It didn't happen, right? Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and always cover your ass because that's your license. Now, this is your livelihood, right? But the moment you try to cover your ass, you find yourself out the door. Prime example. I work for this company. And a lady. Now, I'm an LVN at the time. I was LVN, and I'm working a lock unit, one side, and a somewhat long-term Medicare unit on the other side. I'm working on a night shift. Well, in the lock unit, I had a patient that was an attempt rape matter. It's an attempt rape matter, right?
Okay.
So I'm calling. Me and the CNAs, we get in there. You know, they covered me. I covered them while I had to go call the police and everything like that, right? So when all this is going on, I'm calling the administrator. I'm calling the police. I'm calling the director of nurses. I'm calling everybody. Nobody's answering the phone. No, I mean nobody's answering the phone. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And you have to be specific as what you're calling for. So I'm giving them the specifics. This is what's happening. I need you to call back stat, which is immediate. I need you to call back stat. Boom. Oh, they're on vacation. They're somewhere. It's always a story. They're never there, right? So lady comes in, police comes in. I got police in the front of the facility. I got police in the facility. I got police that arrested a patient, locked and chain. What is it called?
Handcuffed
him to the chair. Okay, and then the lady's coming to do a rape kit on this other lady. A nurse is coming in to do a rape kit on the patient that was the victim,
Right.
Okay?
Right.
So nobody's calling. Now, this is going on throughout the night. Nobody's calling. This is from 12 a.m. to about 4 a.m. I don't receive a phone call from nobody. Okay? About 6 a.m., it's all over, said and done. The phone rings. Oh, it's the administrator. Oh, Derek, so what's going on? Yeah, I was like, sound like she just woke up, with all this drag.
Right.
I'm like, so I told her what happened. I said, well, everything's okay now. I'm charting. I ain't got time to talk because now I still have 50 patients to tend to and about 4 or 5 CNAs to tend to and prepare for my document to transfer to the next shift.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So I have all this going on at one time. I'm one person, right?
Yeah.
Mind you, how am I going to do all this and do this by covering my ass at the same time? You see what I'm saying? Because I got to depend on these CNAs to do their job when I'm being pulled away by the police, by the RN over here that's doing a rape kit. The DON, I got to keep calling her. She's never responding. Administrators never responding. Another nurse on the other station who's supposed to be helping me disappears. Literally disappears. I got 2 stations. She got 1. Okay, literally disappears. Right. I said, I'll be damned.
This is pretty much common practice.
This is common practice. Believe that. So down the line, make a long story short, we did all of our paperwork and everything. The administrator shows up maybe a day later. The DON comes maybe 2 days later. So they come, they say, well, Derek, we need you. And I work like an hour away from home. They said, Derek, I need you to come down. And do the paperwork. I need you to come down and finish the paperwork. You missed some paperwork. I was like, I know I hadn't missed nothing. He said, well, I said, so-and-so, I did everything that I needed to do. Right now, I'm tired. I just got in the house. Well, we need you to come on back down here. I said, ma'am, I did everything. I know I charted everything. I said, but I'll be back on this day. I know my chart. I know I'm good at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll be back on this day. So, in results, they kept calling me, so I ended up going down there. I ended up going down there and doing the paperwork. But again, cover your own ass. So I charted as if I'm supposed to chart, right?
Right.
As if the law states, chart everything that you did, right?
Yeah.
I did just that. Let me tell you. In results, they showed me the door. The DON, and how they did it, because I told everything that happened.
Yeah.
because I told everything that happened, they were orchestrating my removal. They would go to my CNA and say, well, does this guy sleep on the job?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Does this guy do this? Does this guy do that? Well, I had some good CNAs, so they would come to me and tell me that the administrator is coming after you.
Right.
This DOA is coming after you. Meanwhile, I have nothing. I have no marks on nothing. I'm always at work, never been late, never called in, nothing. And end results, they showed me the door. And that basically all came down to they didn't like what I charted. That's really what it came down to, because I told the truth. But that's just one.
Yeah.
And that's not a small thing.
We'll definitely have to revisit this and go over some more issues. But again, real life, real talk. You will definitely be back on. We have some other topics that we definitely want to bring to the table, bring to the forefront. But until next time, this is Real Life, Real Talk. Yurima Karama here. And the brother Silent Majority, that's with 2 J's. We will be back. And until next time, peace, salutations. One, we're out.
Peace.